Pieta, which is the new movie by Ki-duk. Every time I say Ki-duk, I always think of that song. Everybody's crazy about the Ki-duk, which won the Golden Lion at Venice. Pieta, obviously,
one of my greatest hits. That was.
Thank you very much. The pity of Mary holding the body of Christ. Story is this absolutely loathsome character who is an enforcer for a loan shark who spends his life hideously injuring people with apparently no remorse. Somebody turns up on his doorstep and says, I'm your mother, I'm the mother who abandoned you at birth, and therefore I'm the person who's responsible for the fact that you have become monstrous. He responds appallingly initially, but gradually begins to understand that she may indeed be who she says she is, and he then begins to experience some form of character change. I think the thing about it is Kim's cinema is at its best when it's moderate, oddly enough. I mean, he has in the past run into trouble with censors over his, more extreme excesses. And there's an awful lot of sort of extreme cruelty and sadism mixed up with, religious allegory in the case of Pieta. I think it works, but not entirely. At some point, it kind of changes in its narrative thrust from being about Lady Madonna to being about Lady Vengeance, which kind of sidesteps some of the more interesting issues. And there's no doubting that it's visually arresting, and also no doubting, I think, the passion of the director. I'm just one of those people who thinks that when he's doing things like 3 Iron or Spring Summer, he's actually at the height of his powers, and the stuff that he does, which is more excessive and more shocking, often the excess and shock just seems to alienate rather than engage. I mean, if you're into completely overwrought religious allegory, and I speak as somebody who frankly
not necessarily. That's sure that's a large constituency of our listeners.
I think it's a bigger constituency than you'd imagine. I mean,
people say, what kind of movies? I kind of like overwrought religious imagery more than anything else.
What's the entire Martin Scorsese back catalogue, if not, or Abel Ferrara's Bad Lieutenant? The cinema is absolutely ripe with that kind of stuff, and Kim Ki-duk does do something interesting with it. I just think that it's one of those cases in which it's often the case that less is more. In this case, more is, less.
Not enough?
Less is more and more is not enough. Very good.